how did you guys originally get popular on Instagram, if that's the platform that you mentioned?
Yeah, Insta. Dylan actually
started it. Let's see.
Long time ago. Just kidding, we're not that old, guys. But she started Instagram.
I started Instagram, and it was interesting. It was back when I was in high school, and this was around that time when I first started it, I was so frustrated. It wasn't quite on the wave that it is now, where everybody's just like all about it. Yeah. It was kind of a newer thing. People were just, putting a toe in. And I just remember being like, this is horrible. I mean, nobody's following me.
She wanted attention. I'm not posting and didn't get it, so she was upset.
Okay, no. Anyway, so I was frustrated because I was like, I have no friends on here. What's the point of this? And then once I kind of started getting my friends to follow me, which is weird that was hard. I got them to get on it too, and I was like, yeah, guys, let's just be each other's friends. Then from there, the ball kind of started rolling. At the very beginning stages of Instagram, the popular page was basically just photos that were getting a mass amount of likes at a certain period of time. So I remember some random woman who had a lot of followers posted my picture and tagged me, and I just got 5,000 followers instantly, and I was like, whoa. So after that instant, I would kind of just post a picture and then get all of this attention from it, and my photos would make it to the popular page, and I would get 5,000 followers within an hour.
It was crazy.
It was crazy.
And all of a sudden, I'm I was really into it. At the time, I was a Tumblr person. Yeah. So I wasn't really into Instagram. And I was looking at her account, and next thing you know, it's 10K, 20K. And this was in days and weeks. And I was like, what
I just
the
wanted
heck?
to get to 10K. That was a weird goal I had.
So by the time she got to I want to say 40-ish, all her followers, she would post pictures with me. And people would be like,
that's the best editing I've ever seen.
Yeah, they thought she edited it. They were like, how do you do that?
I was like, thanks.
What? And she's like, no, it's my twin. So then people basically encouraged me to get one. And then Dylan helped me out. So I didn't have to go through her struggle of getting my Instagram on a good level.
The first week of Instagram was rough.
Yeah.
Now, what type of Instagram posts get the biggest reaction for you?
It's unfortunate.
No, actually, to be honest, I would say for me, it would be basketball videos and stuff. Probably get a lot of views. I don't really know anymore.
I would say a lot of workout stuff.
A lot of workout stuff
gets attention. I would say a lot of
sports bras, spandex, pictures.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
Well, I can say that probably mass of our followers are probably guys, I think.
Yeah. So I would say ones that definitely, just show off the hard work we've put in.
You just said that in such a weird way. That was not authentic.
Now, when it comes to Instagram, is there a strategy that you have?
To be honest, there's not really any strategies over here.
We probably do need one.
I do need
honestly,
one.
we probably do.
We're going to think about this hard.
We're going to think of a strategy because we don't have one.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna put this into play. I'm gonna think of a strategy and execute it.
We just
kind of know how it goes.
I guess our strategy is our non-strategy, which is, hey, if we're feeling something or we're in a mood, I like to post quotes or things that kind of apply to life or that are encouraging or inspiring. And so I'll just be in that kind of mood and I'll post that. Or maybe I felt really good about my makeup that day and want to do just a fit. It just depends.
Yeah, I haven't been quite as active on Instagram.
I know, man.
Why Dakota's has more followers than me.
That's her excuse. I'm just kidding.
No, I really haven't. I'm more on Snapchat now. I do a series called Dr. Dyl on there. It's just basically my self-proclaimed psychology.
Right. It's funny. People really will come and ask her Dr. Dyl.
I need your help.
I just need some advice.
I love that.
She loves it.
I'm here for you.
Now, are you on Snapchat too, Dakota?
Yes, I am on Snapchat. Dylan is probably the Snapchat queen, but I get on there every now and then. I'm starting to mess around with the filters, which is not good because I'm so annoying on there. but we're into Snapchat. It's fun.
It's convenient.
Now, obviously, there's a new feature on Instagram called Instagram Stories.
Yeah,
I know.
Which is kind of like a stake at Snapchat, because Snapchat is unbelievably popular right now.
Right.
Kind of making a run for the top.
Yeah.
Instagram was and still is probably just as popular, if not more.
Yeah.
But, with that being said, this is their stab at Snapchat. Now, there's been a lot of people that like Instagram Stories, and some people hate Instagram Stories. Have you guys tried it?
I've tried it. I'm not gonna lie, it's not the same.
It isn't.
It's just not the same.
Okay, like Instagram. I don't know what they were doing there. I just felt like they were trying to take Snapchat's shine, and I was like, maybe you need to get a little more creative, Instagram, instead of trying to steal Snapchat
create something
stuff.
new instead of trying to remake it.
But I can't say that I haven't gone on Instagram stories because I have before.
I have, but then it's a little weird because you almost feel like, okay,
I can't post this on Snapchat.
Yeah, like when I post a story on Snapchat, I'm like, do I post this on Instagram or is that weird?
Yeah.
Do people follow them?
Like
both?
We shouldn't have to have these questions in our minds. It shouldn't be this hard.
I can't put the same thing. It's not right.
Well, I don't know if you remember, but when Instagram was first made, it was just a picture app.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Vine was like the first video app.
Yes.
It was 6 seconds.
Yes.
And then Instagram, as soon as Vine was starting to get popular, Instagram started doing videos themselves.
Yes.
And I don't know, some people have different opinions on how Vine was kind of killed off, but some people say that when Instagram started the videos, that might have been one of the murder, one of the murdering reasons to Vine.
I think Instagram, it's cool when you get to update it and you kind of see these new fun little things you get to mess around with, and I think videos for people was actually a good thing. I think people really enjoyed being able to share videos on Instagram. I do. I love being able to put videos on there. And they just kind of kept going with that. Like now you can take things from your camera roll and upload them. Like, so I thought it was actually a really cool idea of Instagram to do that. I was never really into Vine like that though. So sorry Viners that if that like took away from you, but we were never like super invested into Vine. So, but Snapchat we are really invested into. So we're like, what the heck? No, you can't steal Snapchat. Like, no, this isn't right. So,
do you think this will take away from Snapchat, or do you think Snapchat will still remain as popular as it is, despite the Instagram Stories feature?
Well, for me, I think Snapchat will probably remain the same. Just because, like I said, it's not the same. It's a little less convenient, and I'm not, quite as in love with the filters.
Dylan has like a specific filter she needs.
You can't do it.
Now, okay, with Snapchat or Instagram, there's obviously a feature called DMs, direct messages.
Down in the DMs.
Now, how crazy are your DMs in Instagram or Snapchat? And do you check them?
Well,
be honest.
Okay. So guys, we opened our Snapchat so anybody could
we have
message
public
us on there.
Snapchat.
I turned it off once and it just wasn't the same love. I was like, man, my friends are lame. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna open it up to the public. So we have, I couldn't even tell you the block list I have on Snapchat.
Pretty extreme.
Like,
just Snapchat.
I just need the fellas to know it is not cute when you try to send your naked self over Snapchat, okay? It's not cute. It's not flattering. It doesn't make me want to get with you in any kind of way, okay?
No.
Just that should be a rule. There should be a rule to Snapchat, and that should be like one of the top 10 rules. Don't send naked selves to people you don't know, okay?
Now let me ask you this. Every person I interview that's of your popularity when it comes to social media platforms says the same thing about guys' selfies. But if you women feel like that, how come so many guys continue to do it? You would think if every woman was like, hey, this isn't right, it doesn't work, why would guys continue to do so? Does it work for some guys? Are they slipping through the system?
Yeah, it must be. I honestly think that it must work with someone, because I don't think that people would, maybe they do, but I feel like a lot of the motivation of it comes from really believing that this is something that works. And a lot of it also has to do with the fact that you don't know who we are. They're basically taking a risk. It's like gambling.
I think that there are so many different variables that can play into why guys continue to do this. Maybe they're just really persistent and feel like it's going to work eventually, like gambling.
Or it's kind of like a take your shot and I have nothing to lose.
But I think that the women who maybe have spoken on this, that actually is probably a smaller percentage of women than the mass total of women that it actually could work on. There's probably a lot more women saying, oh, it's whatever, it's cool. And maybe women who say, we're speaking here saying we don't like it, I'll instantly block you. There could be women that say that, but then respond differently to the actual content that's being sent to them. So they're not maybe shutting it down. So then guys are like, ooh, this could work.
It's like,
you know, there's a lot of
you didn't close the door.
Yeah.
It's cracked a little.
So they think
or
they
maybe
can
it's unlocked.
slide through and open it up, you know? So
It's not locked for sure.
Now, which is worse, your Snapchat DMs or your Instagram DMs?
I would say Snapchat's worse because of the videos. Like, that's just
Snapchat's
so
a
much.
little worse. And
That's like stuff you see on Twitter super, super late night that you're just like, dang, like, whoa.
I don't know.
Just weren't expecting it. Dylan, we have the same Twitter, so you know what I'm talking about. But I would say Instagram does get a little crazy. Okay.
Snapchat's the worst.
I have had situations where like people will do similar things that they send on Snapchat on Instagram, and I can't even go there because people can see when you look at it, and I don't know how to respond after that. And then I'm uncomfortable and I'm like, do I block you? Like, you're still nice, I think, but it's weird. It's awkward.
Now, what about people that try to holler at you
Holla.
through the DM?
Hello.
Guys versus girls. Like, what's the percentage rate that you see, if you could estimate it?
Wait, if like a guy
There's
tries
way-
to holler,
there's
or if
way-
a girl tries to holler?
Well,
Yeah.
there's way more guys for sure.
Oh yeah.
That come into the DMs. I would say approach is so important because some guys think, okay, everyone has their own game and their own way to come at women. So some guys are like, hey, and I'm like,
Hey.
you know,
We're not into small talk, so that's one thing.
Oh my gosh, we are not. That's terrible.
I'm not into small talk. So if you're like, hey, how are you?
What's up?
It's like,
What's good?
Cricket, cricket.
So there's that. Then there's guys that are like,
A little vulgar.
Yeah.
Just not into like, hey, sexy thing.
I'd be like,
Dang, girl. You looking good. I could drink your
bath water.
yeah. That.
No. So
I can tell. You can tell when somebody's like being like joking with
Genuine.
you or like being funny about things, and then they turn, wrap it around to be like, okay, I was just kidding. But so I like a sense of humor, but sometimes it's like, you're not being funny.
yeah, it's like
Being a little
creepy.
gross.
I would say though that the ones we really love and respond most to are like the ones that we feel are really genuine.
From the heart.
And that doesn't even always mean they're coming at us. Some people really are just like, hey, we love the message that you're sending
Or
to
we just
people.
feel like you're a good spirit.
So we really enjoy those ones because it's just good to know that what you're doing doesn't go unnoticed. The little things that people see, okay, here's a selfie in the bathroom showing your abs off. People can respond to that with hard eyes. But when people can see the overall message that you're really trying to send and the brand that we really are trying to uphold, the people we're trying to be, when people really can see who that is through our pictures and can see
It's
that,
just pictures?
then that's what there's no words to really describe that because you're just like, wow, like I just can't believe that
So
people
those people don't go unnoticed.
they don't go unnoticed, and we do respond
Sometimes
to
it takes a
those.
little time, but they don't go
They
unnoticed.
don't. Right, there's probably people out there like, you ignored my message. Sorry, we
I
tried.
didn't ignore you.
Yeah, but yeah, those ones are the ones we really love to respond to.
As far as DMs and guys trying to holler, or women trying to holler. Now, what about famous people trying to holler at you?
Yeah,
I mean, you don't have to say names, but has there...
we'll keep your name secret.
No, but have you, like, what do you see of people with a name trying to holler at you? Do you see more other athletes trying to holler at you? Do you see more other musicians trying to holler at you? Maybe actors, or a different type of
Right.
celebrity.
Right.
What do you see more of?
Honestly, there's a pretty good little mix
Yeah.
in there of people, I would say.
We were almost convinced for a while though that Dylan got the athletes, and then I got like the
It makes that sound
musicians.
really weird.
Well, I'm
It's,
saying
you
like they're
know,
more like geared to her, and then I was like, that's what we were convinced of for a while. But I would say that even celebrities, famous people, Insta-famous people, they're all just people too. They're all just trying to connect and get to know people and create
Whatever
relationships. And DMs just happen to be something that is
a way for people
connects
to reach
you.
out.
It
Like,
really does.
how else would you reach out to somebody? I get
Yeah.
that. I do.
Look, we've been tempted. No, I'm just kidding.
I have
I
sent
sent
at
a DM
least-
before.
I'm not even gonna say
I
number.
probably will never do it again. But it's just a way.
I've been rejected before, and it was no.
She
let me
took it
tell you,
hard.
I took it hard.
She took it hard.
I was like, I'm never.
Maybe that's why you're not on Instagram.
Look, I was embarrassed for her. I'm not even gonna lie.
It's all making sense now.
Now,
Yeah.
has there been anybody that's, again, you don't have to say names, but anybody that's maybe you were a fan of their work or fond
Absolutely.
of, or surprised that they actually hit you up in that manner?
In the beginning of DMs, every person really that was, doing well for themselves, or, someone that we appreciated their work or their message, whatever it was, it always took us by surprise. And we were like, wow, this is crazy. I think I had a moment where I fell to the ground one time. I won't say with who, but there's definitely people that have reached out where it's like, we've been such big fans of theirs for so long, or we've always admired, whether it was their work or their work ethic or whatever.
Or their message.
And honestly, I can say that for those who have ever reached out to us to communicate with us, to connect with us, it's always been very respectful. We've never received anything that was out of pocket.
That I read, at least.
That we've read, true. It's always been very respectful, and it's just great to connect with people, and social media has really done that, where you can connect with people from across the world. It's mind-blowing.
Now, how do you deal with hateful or negative comments on social media?
We used to take it kind of hard, because we just never understood, like, why would these people say this, or that I'm not like that, or whatever it is. So we used to take it hard. We used to take it really hard, and people would talk about our basketball abilities or how serious we were about it just based on how we looked, or about our family, or about our music, or we'd always be like, oh.
We definitely took it personal.
But then I think as we've continued to grow up, and as we've kind of realized the ways of the world, we just have to kind of brush those things off. We realize that some people have things that they're probably working through within themselves that they need to, take care of. But I think that overall, you just can't focus on the negative things. You can't dwell on them. You can't let them affect you. And we realize if we let what other people have to say about us affect us and affect the decisions that we make and what we do or anything, we will never be happy. We will never be happy with ourselves. We will never reach, the goals that we're trying to get to.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, a big part of that, though, is we've been so blessed to be raised in a household that is so loving and is so accepting of so many different things, cultures, people. And so for us, I think that's why it was kind of difficult. Because we were raised in this loving environment where everybody should be accepted for who they are and the decisions they make and who they want to be, and then to be exposed to, what am I looking for? Reverse, inverse, I don't know. But to be exposed to basically the opposite of that was difficult, because we weren't used to it. We didn't know how to handle that at first. And
I definitely didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah, I had to kind of cool Dylan off.
I'm not gonna lie.
She snapped back.
Would snap back.
She snapped back.
I would, but I would try to do it in a way that by the end of it, it was like respectful. So I'm like, God bless you, and I hope you take care of whatever problems you have with yourself.
So,
and your insecurities.
Look at her.
There's still things that get under my skin, but
But I would say,
don't go back to old Dill.
I would say that now, as we've gotten older, I can't sit here and be like, oh yeah, it doesn't affect me. I never think about those things. You do, and we're human too. I think people don't always realize that when there's hurtful things said about you, or when people are constantly saying the same thing about
constantly
you that isn't
picking
true,
you apart.
I think for us, a lot of it too is the rumors, the other things that come with this certain Insta fame. There's
things
just a
that
stereotype.
are out of our control, basically.
Yeah, and there's a stereotype that has been created by social media users, and so we don't feel that we fit under that stereotype. And so for people to look at us and think, oh, they must be this way, they must be that way, I hear this, I hear that, and you don't know me, that's hard for us to accept.
But you know what? Some of the lies and the rumors are actually humorous to me.
To Dylan. She thinks they're funny.
No, I do. I think they're funny. Like, yeah, we were just hanging out in our hotel room in the Bahamas. And I'm like, I've never been to the Bahamas, first of all. And second of all, was
that's
in
kinda
the
funny.
gym.
But
I just posted a picture about it.
yeah,
So-
I would say that like now though
yeah.
we've definitely just learned to not let that distract us, and to basically kind of keep a laser focus on where we're trying to go and who we're trying to be and you know the ways that we want to influence and encourage people.
We just look at it as another obstacle that you just gotta.
Now, do you block people? Do you delete comments? Do you
Oh,
fight
yeah.
back?
That's like the only
Absolutely.
kind of power that you really have.
Right, you're like,
you
I
can't say
feel
anything
so
back.
great that I just blocked you.
Right, you want to like say things back to like justify yourself, and I've gone there.
And sometimes,
But-
but sometimes we've gone there, and I will say that we rarely go there. Like, we rarely comment back to people because we just are like, why even do that?
Why even
But
waste my energy?
there are times when you just reach a boiling point, and you're like, you know what? The next person that wants to say something is gonna get responded to. So that next person says something, and you respond. We never do it in a disrespectful way, like Dylan kind of said. We definitely try to keep our cool. And
I'm not
sound
gonna
like
be like bleep,
educated
bleep, bleep,
women.
bleep, bleep, bleep,
You know, so we respond to them, and people will get mad at us for
Like,
responding to them.
why would you respond to that negativity?
The truth is-
but here's the thing: whenever I respond to things that are positive, you guys never see that. You know,
Right.
like comment about that.
We do respond to the positivity as well. So what's funny is, as much as you think we pay attention to the negative comments, those people are paying attention to us responding to the negative comments than they are us to the positive
And most
comments.
times, the positive comments are on a personal level, and I have conversations with people.
So I would say that
Think about it.
I would say that we are, like I said, we feel things. Like, we have that right to stick up for ourselves. Like, we do. So when we
Yeah, it's in the Constitution.
so we
Kinda.
that was from Law and Order. That's how you know that. But honestly, we block people. We have, and people have done the most though, and like create more accounts just to talk trash. Like,
I'm like, I'm just gonna keep blocking your little weird
what
accounts.
is going on? So it's
Whatever.
the negative comments though. Sometimes I'll leave them there, and then like people that are very supportive will kind of handle it for me.
Sometimes I delete them, but sometimes when you block people, I believe it deletes it automatically. So
Really? Sorry.
Now Justin Bieber he's in a relationship where he's
Right.
dating an underage girl. She's 17, he's 22 or 23.
Mm.
And he's been posting pictures on his Instagram,
Yes.
and he caught a lot of flack for it.
Yes.
People talking about his relationship and so on and so forth, to the point where he warned his fans, hey, chill out on the comments and stuff.
Right.
And he actually got to a point where he deleted his Instagram.
Right.
And that was very recent.
Right.
And I don't believe it's up yet. So it's been a week or so, and he's still shelved it. Have you ever gotten to a point where you're like, I'm done with Instagram? Have you ever thought about it?
yeah, I mean, I think especially, I can't imagine what it would be like, at his level to have to receive that. I probably would have gotten to that point had I been under those circumstances.
Well,
Where I probably would have deleted mine too, to be honest.
there was one.
done
There
it.
was one like phase that we're keeping it 300 in here. So there was this one point where we were getting a lot of negative attention from a basketball photo shoot. We were red shirts. We sat out. So we were just about to start the season where we could play. And we were taking photos.
We were so
with our
excited.
team.
We're like, yes.
We're taking photos with our team, putting our jerseys on, taking pictures. We uploaded one of the photos from the behind the scenes of the photo shoot. And when I tell you this picture
Went viral in the worst way.
I mean, it was on all these blogs. It was on
We just started
these
getting all
Twitters.
of this hate about all they
All
do
they
is take pictures. Like, they don't actually play. Like, they just take pictures with the basketball, take pictures in their jerseys,
Yes.
but they don't actually
It
play.
was
And I
everywhere.
literally, to every person who said that, I remember thinking to myself, you know what? I wish you were in front of me right now, because let's go. I have a ball. I
And
don't
to
even
be-
need shoes. I'll play
To be
you
honest,
in
people are
heels.
so tough behind a freaking phone screen. They're like, the same people that talk crazy about me would never
If they
say
were
that
in
to
my
face.
face.
They would probably be like,
I just
"Let's
have this
get a selfie
intimidating
together."
look.
So I'm just like, okay, you know what? We were livid. Like, it was in our face all the time. Our friends
We
thought
didn't
it was
actually
the
really
funniest
respond
thing.
to it, though.
Our
to be
friends were
honest.
sending us group messages laughing about it. I'm like, this isn't funny.
This is not funny. I'm irritated because people don't realize how seriously
We
that
take
we take
basketball.
basketball.
And
so
anything we do,
we take it very seriously. Anything we're passionate about, we take very seriously. I don't just do it for kicks and giggles. I don't just do it because everybody's doing it.
right.
No.
Like if we're doing it, we're gonna put our
I'm gonna
full
put
effort
my full
into
effort.
it.
It's because I'm passionate about it. I love it. I believe in
so
it.
in our opinion, we were
Period.
kind of like, look, you guys don't see the hours and hours and hours of work that we put into this craft. You see the one picture we decided to upload. So we got really offended by all of the attention, and we kind of were sick of it. And it was just always in our face all the time.
I just felt very disrespected by it. And so I think that as people can, and then it started to, in a sense, become a part of our brand. In the way that people just kept putting this onto us, like, oh yeah, they're pretty and everything, but they don't really hoop. Like, don't let them fool you. And then you generate more negativity from that. Like, oh man, they can't hoop. They suck. They're trash. They're this. They're that.
And all we think is like, you know what? I wish you would lace up. I wish you would step on the court with me because I would make you look like a fool.
In my nails too.
With my nails on, if I had to play in heels, I could probably still beat you. So we get a little competitive. I'm sorry, but
Seriously,
I would just say that ultimately, for us, like there was that point where we were like, you know what, maybe we should just chill off Instagram. And I told Dylan, I was like, I want to delete my account. And when we talked about it, it was like, what's the point? Because they're
still going to talk. You can delete it. You're not going to see it, but they're still saying it.
Yeah.
So what does it matter?
They will still say what they're going to say. They're still going to, my pictures that I've already posted, they're still out there. There's nothing I can do at this point about that. It's out of my control. So really, I didn't end up deleting it because I'm
still going to live my life.
There was no point to delete it.
And be really happy.
Yeah.
Boom.
Be happy.